Hello and welcome to St. Paul's Anglican Parish in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. It's a great honor for us to have been asked to host this World Religion Day, and because of the pandemic, obviously, we can't meet in person. But I look forward to perhaps that happening next year, and perhaps in some year we'll be given the opportunity of hosting this event again. So let me, from the outset, say this, that we here at St. Paul's Church acknowledge that the land on which we meet is the traditional unceded territory of the Prince Edward Island of Mi'kmaq, and we acknowledge with respect the history, culture, and spirituality of the Mi'kmaq people. The presentation that you're about to see is a series of videos, I think. I haven't seen any of them yet, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. But a series of videos from a variety of groups here on Prince Edward Island, and it'll give us an opportunity to see the various faith groups that we find here on the island, and I'm certainly looking forward to that. And I would like to thank everyone who has submitted videos, and to those people who are working behind the scenes, you know, camera people, editors, and people like that, people who are putting all of this together. So I thank all of you for your effort, and I also thank you for tuning in to this presentation today. I think one of the things that World Religion Day is trying to accomplish is to give us a sense of the strength that there is in people of faith. Even if there's diversity or differences amongst us, there are still some basic things that hold us together. I mean, perhaps something as simple as the Golden Rule, a form of which is found in pretty nearly every religious experience in the world, and that's wonderful. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, from our tradition, from the Anglican Church, as you know, he passed away recently. But one of the things he said in his lifetime was this: instead of separation and division, all distinctions make for a rich diversity to be celebrated for the sake of the unity that underlines them. We are different so that we can know our need of one another. Archbishop Tutu, I think, was trying to acknowledge that even though there's differences, those differences in a very real way, those things that make us distinct, are the things that give us strength. And acknowledging those things also helps us to acknowledge the things that we hold in common. Our deep desire for each and every one to have life and joy and happiness and a full expression of their spirituality. Sit back and enjoy this presentation, and thank you again for tuning in.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Zoom, or if you're joining us later on YouTube or Facebook. This has been put together by a group in Prince Edward Island: Farah Resnay, Dr. Ann Boyle, Amanda Gallant, myself, Madonna Fradsham, and the many, many others, John Clark here at St. Paul's Church, and the many others who have put together these videos. We have a series of prayer, of reflection, and of music, all on the theme of children, treasures of the world. For those of you joining us by Zoom, please put your microphones on mute so that you'll be able to hear everything that's going on and that there won't be any background noise. Thank you again for joining us, and now the program begins.
Hi, I'm Ann Boyles, and I'm a member of the Baha'i community of Charlottetown, and it's my honor to say a few words about uh, the purpose and a little bit about the background of World Religion Day. I wanted to start from a broad perspective, though. When I think about human history, which is the history of our cultures and our civilizations, it really is the history of religion. And through the millennia, nothing has served to unite people more than the bond of common faith. All religions have had the power to instill fundamental verities, vital spiritual standards in their believers' hearts and minds. And in so doing, they have established a unity of conscience that's given shape to the world's varied cultures and civilizations. Well, today we find ourselves in a globally interconnected world, and it offers a lot of promise and a lot of peril. And in this context, we see the urgent need to reach out beyond our different religious traditions that have developed over the millennia and beyond our circles of belief to address the many ills that are affecting our planet and our society. We have to break down long held barriers and develop a greater understanding of each other. We have to counteract the hatred and violence that's perpetrated in the name of one religion or another. And perhaps most importantly, it really is a necessity for us to do things that will ensure that our children and our grandchildren grow up to live in a world where they can develop their full potential, where they can live in peace and in security, and where they can contribute to the well-being of the entire human race. So to foster the development of this greater understanding, we start with small steps. And that's the reason that every year on the third Sunday in January, small and large groups of people like you and me from different religious backgrounds, but with a common desire to share our spiritual teachings in a spirit of acceptance and goodwill, come together. This annual celebration, called World Religion Day, was founded in 1950 by the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of the United States. And its underlying purpose is to promote the idea that the spiritual principles underlying the world's religions are harmonious, and to suggest that religions play a role in unifying humanity. World Religion Day is now celebrated internationally, with observances attracting thousands of people from different faiths and backgrounds in every corner of the globe. And in this way, by getting to know each other and our beliefs, we are doing our part to foster the development of interfaith understanding and harmony. Every single gathering such as this helps us as members of different religious communities to explore commonalities and to focus on points of agreement that help us to build a welcoming space for people of all faiths, races, nations, backgrounds, in short, for all members of the human family. As we are gathered here this afternoon, however virtual it may be, this gathering, let's rejoice in this way of coming together. Let's picture thousands of other interfaith gatherings, likewise focused on celebrating our points of agreement, our commonalities, and in the process learning to love each other. And that, my friends, is the lofty vision of World Religion Day.
Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path. Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path. Acha moyo wako uwake kwa wema, kwa wale wote wanaweza kupita njia yako. Acha moyo wako uwake kwa wema, kwa wale wote wanaweza kupita njia yako.
Here are all the ways of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree. Here are all the ways of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree.
Dejad que vuestro corazón se encienda con amorosa bondad, con amorosa bondad hacia todos los que se crucen en vuestro camino.
要让你的心为所有你遇到的人燃烧出炽热的爱火，要让你的心为所有你遇到的人燃烧出炽热的爱火。
Here are all the waves of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree. Here are all the waves of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree.
Fate che il vostro cuore sia pieno di amorevole gentilezza per tutti quelli che incontrate sul vostro cammino.
Que votre cœur soit embrasé par une affectueuse beauté envers tout ce qui peut croiser votre chemin. Que votre cœur soit embrasé par une affectueuse bonté envers tout ce qui peut croiser votre chemin.
Here are all the ways of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree. Here are all the ways of one sea. Here are all the leaves of one tree.
corazón se encienda.
Let your heart
Fate che il
burn
vostro
with
cuore
loving kindness for all may cross your path.
Gue, Jalase, and Deluisi Julie. Hello and welcome. My name is Julie. I am Mi'kmaq, and I reside in this beautiful unceded territory known as Mi'kma'ki, and I would like to welcome all of you in peace and friendship. Now I'm going to start with a prayer. Jigwe Niskam, or Come to Me, Creator. Thank you, Creator, for the gifts you have given us and the gifts you continue to give us. Thank you for love, to be able to have love, give love, and recover from the loss of love. Thank you for courage to be able to look inside ourselves and keep telling our truths, even when it hurts. Thank you for wisdom to know when we are going down the right path and know what we need to share. Thank you for truth, to be able to hear the truth, share the truth, and know that it comes from a good place. Thank you for humility, to know we are not alone, that we must look after each other and take care of each other. Thank you for honesty, to believe in the things we cannot see or touch, but know is real. Thank you for respect, to know everything is a gift that we must treasure and respect ourselves and others. Thank you for these gifts you have given us, for being with us in the good times and the bad. Edasu, Midawajij, Megadedecit, every child matters. Comte enfant important. Now I'd like to share a quick song, and I think I will do the Mi'kmaq Gathering song, even though we're not together in person. We are gathering this way, and we need to celebrate that. Geskuk now Mawiomi Waya Heyo Jagwi Dana Nogama Waya Heyo Back with a day Molly Geskuk now Mawiomi Waya Heyo Geskuk now Mawiomi Waya Heyo Jagwi Dana Nogama Waya Heyo Beck with a day Molly Geskuk now Mawiomi Waya Heyo Walalio, and thank you.
I'm Leo Mednick, the current president of the PEI Jewish community. Judaism has special esteem for children, considering them to be vital links in the continuation of the biblical heritage throughout the ages. Our religion has beautiful ideas of justice, kindness, and duty to God and our fellow man. We also have our culture and history that we celebrate. To keep this knowledge alive and a part of our daily life, we have incorporated it into our religious practices, our holidays, prayers, songs, food, and even clothes. We teach our children their heritage and fill our homes with good memories of holidays and family. That is the duty we have towards our children and, through them, our children's children. We teach our children so they can absorb their religion and cultural beliefs, and we must also let them know that other religions and cultures have many similar ideas and express themselves in many different ways.
אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להישב בסוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על נטילת לולב.
Bravo! Very good.
Awesome.
Muito bem. Parabéns.
Okay.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. חנוכה, חנוכה, חג יבוא כל חג, אוכלים נישאים נגמרים לכך. חנוכה, חנוכה, סביבון סוף סוף, סוף סוף סוף, סוף סוף סוף, הנעים וטוב. שבכל הלילות אנו הולכים בין יושבינו ומסובין, בין יושבינו ומסובין. הלילה הזה, כולנו מסובין. הלילה הזה, כולנו מסובין.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
of God, the gracious, the merciful. Treasure, I mean true treasure, isn't something shiny. It isn't something you put around your neck. True treasure is the youth of today, striving for independence. The children with their heads fixed to the stars. After all, they are our future, and true treasure must be cherished. And I know it may not look like true treasure with all the video games and such things, but trust me, they are our tomorrow. They will be the ones taking the seats in the parliament. They will be the ones speaking to the masses in front of podiums. All the leaders of today will be replaced by the leaders of tomorrow. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave such a position of leadership to a member of the youth of his time. He gave command of the defense force of the town of Medina to a 17-year-old by the name of Usama bin Zayd. Such responsibility given to a teen this age says a lot about trust. And it might be easy to assume that because of his age, his command may not be effective and he may not do well. But Prophet Muhammad ﷺ reminded his community not to assume this because of that reason. He said, if you are criticizing Usama's leadership, you have then criticized his father's leadership from before. What the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ intends, applies, and needs to be applied today. This immense trust between an adult and a member of the youth is exactly what we need to strive for a better tomorrow. Although there are stereotypes against the youth of today that shouldn't deny them from this kind of trust, and we should not deny their ideas. They will be the ones walking the earth when we are gone. Our decisions today will affect their tomorrow, not ours. And if children and the youth of today are treasures, then we are guardians of that treasure. And we must do whatever we can to prevent any harm to that treasure. The treasure will be spent one day, and we will be the ones that will decide how this treasure will be spent. Our goal should be to spend this treasure well. We are not the last generation on this earth, although we do live like we are. Global warming is affecting our earth at alarming rates, and the effects may not even be reversible. Although it is important, that is not the point of what I'm trying to say. Our goal has to be to provide a safe and beautiful earth for our children, and it is the first step in guaranteeing their well-being. But not only for that, but to also show them why we care about our little green rock we call earth, to show them the might of Allah and the beauty of His creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in chapter 16, verse 10 to 11, He says that He is the one who sends down the rain from the sky, from which you drink, and by which all plants grow for your cattle to graze. In the verse after, He continues, with it, He produces for you various crops, olives, palm trees, grapevines, and every type of fruit. Surely, in this is a sign for those who reflect. This blessing, this gift, is what is at stake now. If we don't act, that gift from God will be lost. And with the gift of God gone, the proper, healthy, and safe nurturing of our treasured children will not be possible. We have a great gift, ladies and gentlemen, and it only takes a glimpse outside your window where we are today to see this gift. It is everywhere around us, but that is what we are risking in the later decades if we don't do anything now. Keep in mind, however, that I'm not only talking about the children of today and the children of this generation, but also the unborn children of the generations after. We must all be able to acknowledge that these unborn treasures, these unborn children, will emerge into the world, and they will be born into a dangerous one if we don't act now. It is the current generation's responsibility, same as the generations before them, to create a world that would allow us to nurture and cherish these unborn treasures of our world. Remember that the price to do that may be high now, but it is our utmost duty to pay it in full. Today we can see many examples of the youth taking first initiatives, most notably Greta Thunberg, a member of the youth with a mighty will and persistence. Malala Yousafzai, not as young, but began her activism journey while still a child. They are one of many examples of youth persistence in the initiatives they take. Therefore, I have to finish this off by saying that children truly are, with their wonder, creativity, and big imagination, and the youth with their unrelenting persistence and drive for success, they are truly the treasures of our world. They are the priceless currency of our future. And when you leave today and you remember one thing from this whole day, I want you to remember this. The most precious jewels you'll ever have around your neck are the arms of your children. And like the stars are to the sky, so the children to our world. Thank you very much.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Hi, my name is Tristan LeClaire. I am a member of St. Paul's Anglican Church. Christianity is practiced in many different ways on PEI and around the world. The one consistency is the Bible as the source of teachings. Children have been very important in the stories found in both Testaments. Moses, placed in a basket floating in the Nile, grew to be a great leader and receiver of the Ten Commandments. Samuel answered God's call and became another great leader. Jacob, Ishmael, and David are others. Together they taught us from humble beginnings can come great things. Listening to God, relying on God for strength, forgiveness, and reconciliation with those who hurt us are just some of the lessons. Then in the New Testament, a young girl was chosen to be the mother of Jesus, a baby whose teachings as a young boy and a man are still guiding us in 2022. When the disciples were shooing children away, he told them to bring them to him. Taking a child on his lap, he spoke to them of the importance of trusting God as a child in order to enter God's kingdom. And it was a child's decision to offer his loaves and fishes that Jesus used to feed the 5,000. These children of the Bible were indeed treasures of their communities. The church has gone through a period when children were taken to church and expected to be seen but not heard. However, that is not how I have experienced it in my own church family. In the 70s, families became leaders in planning and conducting services. Today, children are encouraged to become participants in all aspects of parish life. Over the years, youth leadership in community outreach, music, justice, and climate issues have helped move the parish forward. Our focus as a parish has been on living out God's call to love and justice, and as a child in the parish, I have learned how this can be done. Children are indeed the treasures of the community. We learn from our past, live in our present, and use all of that knowledge to take into our future. We only need to think about the teachers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, and EMTs as community volunteers who travel to other countries, and activists such as Greta and Malala to understand how living a love-filled and justice-focused life can make a difference. Children must be given every opportunity to be educated, have appropriate housing, and not live in poverty. Most importantly, they must be secure in the knowledge they are loved and valued. Thank you. Now we will hear a piece of music from St. Paul's Junior Choir from 2006.
If you see your brother standing by the road with a heavy load from the seeds he sowed, and if you see your sister falling by the way, just stop and say, you're going the wrong way. You've got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness of broken-hearted people on their broken-hearted street. Hey! Let's show 'em what you can do, guys. Yeah. Don't you walk around down and out like a helping hand instead of doubt. And the kindness that you show every day will help someone along their way. You've got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness of broken-hearted people on their broken-hearted streets. You've got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness, just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness of broken-hearted people on their broken-hearted streets.
Hello, I'm June Lim from the Charlottetown Baha'i community, and I'm here to share some thoughts around the theme of children, treasures for a better world from a Baha'i perspective. No matter what background, country, culture, religion you come from, all people share the same belief that children are the most precious treasure a community can possess, because they are the promise and guarantee of the future. It is therefore the responsibility of not only the parents, but the whole community to ensure that all children are nurtured and receive the conditions that are needed for their growth and development. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith, teaches us to regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value, education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom. This helps us to see that every person, every child, is inherently filled with these precious gems. These gems include spiritual qualities such as love, truthfulness, generosity, justice, as well as the powers of the human mind, such as the powers to discover the mysteries of nature, to produce beautiful works of art, to express noble and uplifting thoughts. Each child potentially possesses all of these attributes, and it is through education that these treasures can be revealed, which will allow them to contribute to the constructive transformation of humanity. With this understanding of the importance of the education of children, it has become a significant element of the community building efforts of the Baha'i community in Charlottetown, in PEI, in Canada, and throughout the whole world. The Baha'i community, alongside like-minded friends, seek to empower youth and adults in every community to offer programs like the spiritual education of children for ages 5 to 11 and the Junior Youth Spiritual Empowerment Program for ages 12 to 15. For example, in the Hillsborough Park in Charlottetown, we currently have 4 children's classes and 3 junior youth groups that welcome all children in the neighborhood. It has been such a blessing to be part of these spaces with children from different cultures and religions coming together to learn. It has allowed me to see how truly precious treasures they are. The children are filled with joy and enthusiasm. They unapologetically show love and friendliness to all. One of the teachers from the neighborhood shared how impressed she was by the children and the significance of the program. That day, they had a lesson about love and learned a song, "Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time." She observed how when the children were coloring, they were singing these words amongst themselves. Another time, when the children were given paper and felt pens to draw anything they wanted, they wrote that the greatest superpower is love, and they drew pictures about love and how to show love to others. Seeing the purity of children and the gems they possess gives us great hope for the future.
This child, he means the world to me. There is no more enchanted. A child can take the place of ruin and magically enhance it. I see him in a golden room, the book of life before him, strange instruments upon his charts, and a crystal glow inside him. He's your wonder child, and my dreams come true. You've searched all your life. I see him now flying over the universe. One child will build a violin, one will follow the traveler's love, another will the above her. Her simple smile at heaven's gate, and the queen of all beside her. She's your wonder child, and my dreams come true. You've searched all your life. I see her now flying over the universe. Your wonder child, and my dreams come true. You've searched all your life. I see them now flying over the universe. Your wonder child, and my dreams come true. You've searched all your life. I see him now flying over the universe.
Have you ever heard the expression, "Don't hide your light under a bushel"? It's a phrase that's been around a long time, but this may be the first time you've heard it. What that expression means is that you shouldn't hide who you really are, that the world needs your joy, your voice, your strength, your talents, and everything that make you, well, you. My children learned meditation at the age of 5 years. In the beginning, they were just keeping 5 minutes of silence, not even closing their eyes every day. And then every year we increased it to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At the age of 10, they learned meditation formally, the kind of meditation we teach here, primordial sound meditation. My grandchildren also practice meditation. For us, it's quite normal that the family together meditates when they have the opportunity. We have developed in our own house a ritual where meditation is as important as brushing your teeth or taking a shower or anything. And with all that's going on with their video games and the internet, etc., there's an increasing incidence of attention deficit disorder, and I think part of it is the hyperactive environment. Therefore, meditation is even more important today in the family than it was before.
It's a privilege to be a part of this video presentation for World Religions Day 2022. The theme, Children, Treasures of the Community, is so important at this time of year. Whether faith-filled or secular, Christmas tends to be a time where we focus on children, and not only the young, but also the young at heart. Because not only did God choose to come, but God chose to come as a child, as a baby.
A reading from the Gospel according to Mark. People were bringing little children to him in order that he might touch them, and the disciples spoke sternly to them. But when Jesus saw this, he was indignant and said to them, "Let the little children come to me. Do not stop them, for it is such as these that the kingdom of God belongs. Truly I tell you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God as a little child will never enter it." And he took them up in his arms, laid his hands on them, and blessed them.
And truly then, children are treasures in our community. And it's at this time of year then, in thinking of our children, that I'm aware of the disservice that we have done over the years, nationally in our residential school system here, internationally when I think of refugees and migrant families being separated from those they love at border crossings. We do have a lot to account for when it comes to children. The other part of our theme, though, that caught my attention was community. And I think at the University of Prince Edward Island, I get to be a part of a community of people who recognize the treasure of each other. In our diversity and in our unity, each one is a child of God. Each one brings to me another dimension of the truth, another dimension of the big face that is God, and an opportunity to love and to live a life of service in hope.
الله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين.
Now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
We are children.
Well, we're almost to the end of our program. And once again, I want to thank you for joining us. Just some thoughts before we move into our final piece, which I hope you will enjoy. It's a beautiful choral piece, which was done at the 200th anniversary of the Baha'i Faith. And it was done here in Charlottetown. So we'll look forward to that in just a moment. But just a couple of thoughts about our theme, Children, Treasures of Our Community. I want to think about the things that children have taught us. Children love with abandon, even sometimes when we hurt them. Children still love with abandon. They come back, they give us a hug, and they tell us they love us. Children are filled with wonder. When they're out in the environment, out in the garden, I don't know about you, but my children used to bring me home lots of things like worms in their pockets, because they were so fascinated with nature. They loved to skip rocks. They loved to play in the grass. They just loved everything there was about being outdoors. Sometimes we lose that as we grow older. Children were taught and wanted to play fair. They didn't see the color of anyone's skin. All they knew was that this was their friend and that they were going to play the same game. When someone fell, they picked them up. They helped them get back on their feet. They helped them to get back in the game. Those are lessons that all of us learned. And sometimes we forget them as we grow older. But I hope that as we look at our children and as we look at the leadership that our young people are providing, that we recognize that the child in all of us needs to be revisited. And that in doing so, we too will see the wonder of creation and will want to preserve what God has given us. That we too can learn to love with abandon. That we too will bring up our brothers and sisters. And a thought about all of us. We are brothers and sisters in one humanity. We come in different colors. I like to call them packages. We're all sizes. We're beautifully colored. All of the many colors that we see around us in the world. But inside, the package is the same. We breathe with the same organs, our lungs. We live with our heart. Those things make us the same, yet a little bit different. If we can only recognize that humanity in one another, the world will be a much more peaceful and just world. A few days ago, I came across this prayer. It was actually an affirmation of faith. But I think it really speaks to us about what we need to do as individuals. I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. Let us clothe ourselves with the new self, according to the image of God, Allah, our Creator. Let us clothe ourselves without distinction of race, creed, or color. We are one humanity. God is all and in all. Let us clothe ourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Let us clothe ourselves with forgiveness. Just as God forgives us, so we also must forgive. Let us clothe ourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Let us clothe ourselves with the peace of God in our hearts. Let us clothe ourselves with gratitude for all wisdom and praise. Thank you for being with us. Now let us enjoy this closing choral piece.
So powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth.
和合の光は非常に強力であり、それは地球上すべてを映しうるほどだ。
So powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth.
Tan potente es la luz de la unidad que puede iluminar a toda la tierra.
نور الاتفاق ينير الآفاق.
כה חזקה היא אורה של אחדות עד כי הוא מאחד עולם כולו.
एकताको किरण यति शक्तिशाली हुन्छ कि यसको प्रकाशले सम्पूर्ण भविष्य नै उज्यालो बनाउन सक्छ।
So powerful is the light of unity that it illuminates the whole world.
इतना ताकतवर एकता का प्रकाश है कि वह पूरी पृथ्वी को रोशन कर सकता है।
Si puissante est la lumière de l'unité qu'elle peut illuminer la terre entière.
团结之光如此强大，将以照亮整个地球。
نور اتفاق آفاق را روشن و منور سازد.
This is a matchless day. This is a matchless day. The whole human race hath longed for this matchless day. The healing of the world. The healing of the world will be the union of all its peoples. The healing of the world. The peoples of the world. The peoples of the world must reconcile their differences and stand as one people of the world. At the break of day, at the break of day, the light of unity is dawning. At the break of day, so powerful is that light. So powerful is that light that it can illuminate the whole earth. So powerful is that light. So powerful is that light. So powerful is that light that it can So powerful is that light. So